Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the REI Network podcast. On this episode, I'm going to talk about the steps that I do to open up a brand new market. The reason that this episode came about is because I'm actually doing this right now in a live challenge that I'm doing with Joe McCall, where we are going in. I'm going into a brand new virtual market. He's going into a brand new virtual market. He's doing land, I'm doing houses. And that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to talk about the things that I've been doing so far. We're only a couple of days into the challenge on how I came about this. So I'm actually going to be partnering with someone else. Again, this is what I do a lot, where I go and build the systems and the marketing, and I partner with people in certain areas that I pick, that they can actually lock up the deals and move the deals. So it's kind of a partnership, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Chris Arnold, I've had him on the podcast before. We're going to be going into Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for this. So the first thing that we did is we went to the worldpopulationreview.com, which is a map of the United States, which gives us the population of each state and each county within them states to make sure that we have enough data. Now, I flew out about 2 weeks ago to Philadelphia with some clients, and we were analyzing Philadelphia County versus Detroit County. Now, even though the populations were very similar, what you'll find is one's a rental area and one is more of a city where people are living in condos, apartments, things like that. So there's going to be less absentee owners there compared to something like a Detroit market, which can give you then some indication of where you need to be on a virtual level. Why go somewhere where it's really competitive in terms of the house prices? They're very high. There's a lot of demand in terms of living, but do you want to be, investing in condos with HOAs, fees, different things like that? Or do you want to go where the rental market is? That's where I personally prefer. That's going to give you more opportunities. So that's the first thing I look at when I'm picking a market, is going in where I can have multiple exit strategies for that location, especially in a virtual market. Now, if you're in Tampa or Phoenix or San Diego and that's your backyard, you can do things a little different there, even though it is going to be more competitive, not only from a competitive standpoint, but your marketing dollars are not going to go as far. So what I can produce in something like a Louisiana market versus a California market are going to be two different things. Okay. So once I've looked at the data in World Population Review, making sure there's enough people there, because I don't want to be going where you'll see on there, if you check it out, that the darker the spot, it's more populated, the lighter the spot, it's less populated. So there's more people, potential more problems. And now look at obviously the pricing. So we were going to do New Orleans, but we actually settled on Baton Rouge. So then the next thing that I did is I wanted to look at the zip codes, how much activity was in there. If I'm going to go and test a new market, I only want a few thousand to kind of test this. And I went for the hot zip. So I use FreedomSoft. If you check out freedomsoftgavin.com, or it might be freedomsoft.com/Gavin, you can kind of check out, if you want my affiliate link to get the way that I have my CRM set up, you can check that out and follow along. But there's a thing on there called Zip Finder. So I can actually look at, how much activity within them zip codes there are within the county. Now, Baton Rouge is actually a parish, not a county, but it's the same concept. And then I can look at by zip code, where's the most activity going to be? And that's kind of what I did. So I identified the top 7 zip codes, which was going to give me about 3,000 records. So then I headed over to ListSource to actually pull my list. So I went on to ListSource. I created an absentee owner in-state and out-of-state list, making sure that I had equity. So I did, I think, 40 to 100% plus unknown equity. I did my length of residence, over 10 years of ownership, plus unknown. I put a cap rate of the current home value up to 200,000 for this market. I did single family homes plus multi-family, which was including duplex, triplex, and quad. And I think that was it. After I moved duplicates, it gave me about 3,100 records. Then what I did was I then pulled that list, and then I was going to start my marketing channels. Now I'm doing 3 different marketing channels, and I'm probably going to do another episode talking about exactly what marketing in depth so you can see what I was doing. But I am going to be doing some direct mail. I'm going to do another episode on what piece that was. And I actually want to get some results so I can share it with you before I talk on that. I also skip trace them. So then I took my list from ListSource. I went over to batchleads.io/Gavin. You can get 5,000 free records there as well. Batchleads.io/Gavin. That's where the hub of all my records go. So if I pull from FreedomSoft and PropStream and Batch and ListSource, I stack everything into Batch Leads, and that's kind of the hub of all my records. And once I've list stacked there, I'm going to send them over to their marketing channel. So my direct mail company, they're going to go, I'm going to skip trace them in Batch, and then I'm going to send them over to Batch Dialer, okay, to do my cold calling. So if you want that link to test that out, it's batchdialer.com/Gavin. I'm only giving you things, guys, I'm actually using, okay? These are things that I'm using. We hired a couple of VAs. We're doing 5 hours of cold calling in this market. Day one was yesterday, and we produced 4 leads in 5 hours, which is phenomenal. That's actually really, really high. So we had a fantastic start there. And while we've got them skip traced, we're actually going to text message people as well. So I'm going to be sending text messages. I'm going to be cold calling using VAs, and we're going to be doing direct mail to all from the same list. Now, what's unique, and you say, well, hold on, why are you not doing different lists? Is because I want to utilize the marketing language. What do I mean by that? The way that people, the marketing speaks to individual people. Now, for me, I obviously like to talk. I'm a salesperson in terms of interaction. I love being on the phone. I love talking to people. So for me, if you're going to cold call me, I'm going to answer the phone. I don't care if it says likely spam, potential spam, I'm answering the phone. If you send me a text, I'm not responding. If you send a direct mail piece, I'm not responding to that either. Now, you're going to be different as you say that. You go, actually, I would respond to a text, or I would call on a direct mail piece and wouldn't take a phone call. So we've all got these different languages. And what's going to be unique is that I'm actually utilizing that 3,000 records, the list I pulled from ListSource, and I'm marked it in 3 different ways. And what's going to be, I'm going to be able to show you in this is how many duplicates did we actually get. Now, we will have a few, but it will not be many. We're going to generate leads from direct mail, cold calling, and text messaging, and they're going to be a lot of different leads. So that should tell you that all marketing works. And the marketing that you focus on is the marketing that will work for you. Now, I'm doing all 3. I'm going to be tracking them numbers over the next month, okay, throughout this challenge. And it's going to be exciting. So watch out for more results as it comes. But that was kind of the concept. And then what happens is from that, I use FreedomSoft then to actually capture from each campaign, because you've got to track your numbers. I need to know, is cold call working? Is text messaging working? Is direct mail working? Because as I do my efforts over the next 30 days with this, I'm going to know then moving forward where I need to double and triple down my efforts. If direct mail is working, I need to do more of it. If cold call is working, I need to do more of it, and maybe less sending text messages, and be able to make them tweaks accordingly. So tracking it, making sure that you have individual campaigns where these leads are dropping in, making sure that we're tracking how many leads they're producing, at what cost per lead. I'm going to be tracking all of that. So I'm going to be speaking to you. So stay tuned on this journey, because it's going to be pretty awesome. Our goal is to get a contract within 30 days. I'm very confident not only can we get a contract, but we can get something in closing. That is my goal. So we're going to be working very hard to do so. And guys, don't overthink this. When you pick your markets, just make decisions and get going. Get on the World Population Review. Make sure that it's a rental market on a virtual level. It could be Midwest, it could be the South markets, Florida. Just stay at the high end, maybe a mid-price range from 150 to 250,000 is a good indication. Make the decision, look up the activity, get marketing, start the process, get leads coming in, and then the next phase is you getting on the phone, having quality conversations, going back, making verbal offers, followed by written offers, either getting a contract signed or getting them on follow-up until we get contracts. We're going to keep following up until we get the contract signed. That is going to be the goal. So again, stay tuned. I just wanted to come on real quick, share what I've got going on. So make sure you like and subscribe, drop any comments on anything I'm saying. Watch out for future episodes on this. and we'll go from there. All right, guys, appreciate you all. Have a great day. I'm going to be heading now to West Palm Beach. I've got an in-person client meet up where I'm going to be setting up a business for a client and him and his daughter. So I'm excited about that. So I'm about to get on the road, heading to West Palm to do that. So that's exciting. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. Make sure, again, you like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.